Well, how does it feel to be like an equal, not to sit in the back anymore?
Oh, it's the promotion feels wonderful.
Especially with a very nice set like Josh's new bar.
You get a driver's license and I'll sit in the back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll be like, all right, now you got to boost my audio every time I speak in post. Because, yeah, we know you do a lot of work on these videos now.
He's drinking the blood of his enemies.
Like the people who made this movie. You walked right into that.
You're not my enemies. They're your enemies.
It's good
now?
for the content. Damn.
You're mad at the director?
Take a fucking joke. Again, like, I've never seen Infested. I only know he made Infested because there's literally a scene in this with a spider being crushed by a Deadite, which, that was cool.
That was very cool.
It's one of the few things I can consider cool about this.
Oh, the DOP was awesome. The cinematography was killer. I'll give you that.
When he was allowed to,
the close-ups?
When he was allowed to be stylish.
It's like if you took the
He was allowed to be stylish a lot.
It's like if you took the Jason Bourne cinematography and quick cuts and put it into an action movie, and then you have these rack focuses, different edges, perspectives, POVs,
Here's
and the way they shoot that.
Here's my problem with that, though. With Jason Bourne, there were wide shots where you could see who was fighting who and close-ups on impact from a punch or a hit. This, to me, was just like shaky cam and quick editing for the sake of it. There are scenes that utilize the Sam Raimi style of quick cutting that actually amps up the intensity when they're grabbing different devices or weapons or such like that. But when they're actually fighting amongst each other, whether it's that scene in the car where on top of the fire extinguisher smoke, I didn't know who was fighting who and how, or...
Spoiler alert, y'all.
No, I didn't say who was fighting who at that point.
Saying there's a car.
Or
look out.
A fucking action scene where everything we pay to go watch in an Evil Dead movie is happening in the background while we're watching a girl crawl, because that's what we go see Evil Dead movies for.
Okay, so I agree that the first bit of the movie, like the cold open, it's way too quick cuts, unable to follow anything at all.
No, actually, the cold open before the title card, those were among my favorite parts.
Okay, that was my least favorite part.
Yeah!
Really?
Okay, have you
that,
seen...
that was the hardest
okay.
thing. Like, that was
That
the
felt
quickest.
like a Sam Raimi movie.
What's your
though.
trauma knowledge? What's your trauma knowledge?
What
It's
the
just
fuck does
blood
that have
hook.
to do with anything?
It's a bunch of people get killed with a guy with
Sam
a fishing
Raimi
rod.
didn't make Trauma.
Yeah, but it's just, I was sitting there like watching Blood Hook 2, except it's quicker and it's 5 minutes and it's over.
So the pacing and the cuts of the cold open were faster than the rest of the movie.
But again, it was like for stuff, it was done in a way where Sam Raimi would cut and edit for a sequence like that to speed through the process.
That is fair, but I could not follow along what was going on in the cold open, whereas the rest of the film I could.
Really? That seemed a lot more
Okay.
clear to me.
To clarify, the Deadites, zombies,
Deadites.
what exactly are their powers? They can boil water,
I was
they
so
can randomly...
confused by
They just
that.
have vague ghost powers.
To be fair, that's not the fault of the director, that's the fault of the entire franchise
Well-
for not making it super clear.
Okay, fine, so it's the fault of the writers, which we haven't even started
The
with.
writer is the director, I believe, with someone else.
One of
as
them,
well.
yes.
Yeah.
It
with
wouldn't,
someone else.
it probably.
But
Yeah.
I don't think, like, Deadites are Deadites, they can do whatever the fuck they want, it doesn't matter, let's not
That
get into
narrows it
semantics.
down.
Okay, but who cares about the semantics of an Evil Dead
Well, no,
movie?
I'm curious, because at the beginning, the Deadites can do all these things. But at a certain point, they can't break a glass window with their head, but they can put bullets through their head? Like...
They
Do
play
they
with
have
their
to be-
food, that's the point.
Do they have to
Josh.
be let in, or like what is the condition of a Deadite to get in a place?
You can turn someone into a Deadite by passing
blood.
along your
Yeah,
bodily
saliva.
fluids into the other person, except when
Yeah.
you can't because the mother takes forever to turn into a Deadite. There's one point where you think she's turned into one, but it turns out she's just a sap, and then out of nowhere, when it's convenient for an action scene, then she
I
transforms.
think it depends how it's transmitted. Like if you're
Yeah, but she had
she
much
shaved-
more
she had a lot
blood.
more-
She had a lot more
Yeah.
fluids in her mouth during that scene. I won't explain how because
No, sorry. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you with that. But that was brain thinking, and then I got
no.
excited.
You love being an equal among us, don't you?
It's great. Okay,
I
so
think they're making a TV show of that for Paramount Plus.
yeah, so with that, it's the point that she turned into the Deadite was when she finally gave up hope. The point that she
I
turned,
guess
it was because that was when she finally realized the truth about her son. Until then, she was fighting, she was pushing, she was on the side of the Deadites, so she didn't have to turn yet. But it was only when she gave up hope that she finally turned.
And maybe if she was a compelling character, I might have cared.
That's fair.
Which
What do we know
speaking
about her?
of,
That's
well,
what I'm trying to compel. About
let's
these
start from the beginning.
Well, what did we see, first of all? We haven't even said the title of the movie.
Oh,
We saw Evil Dead Burn, a movie that I, honest to God, didn't know was coming out this week until you said so in the Furious video.
Yeah.
Literally, when you said that, I'm like, oh yeah, there's an Evil Dead movie this
if you
year.
are going to see this movie, please do not watch the trailer. They spoil all the best kills in it.
Apparently, because...
Like the finale, the roof, the dishwasher, everything. Everything is in the trailer.
Yes.
Everything is... Don't watch the trailer. Go in blind if you do want to see it.
I'd
honestly.
say that's a good thing for me because I didn't know who was in this. I didn't know who made it. Like, during the month or so where I didn't have you guys as wingmen, I never got trailers for this in front of Obsession, Backrooms, anything like that. Which you would think this would be prime real estate, considering Sam Raimi, Bruce Campbell, and Rob Tapert, to their credit, want to bring back the franchise, and I do like the idea.
Bruce Campbell is in the movie for like.
Yeah.
That was fun. When the grandma is going up on the chair, there's a picture of Bruce Campbell. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
I didn't.
That was why I pointed at the screen at one time. I'm just sitting there, I'm like, fucking really?
Yeah, that's him. There's a picture of him on the wall.
Which, like, look, we all knew that was going to happen.
I mean, I thought he might be like in Evil Dead Rise.
He's the voice
of the thing, and I think that's a really good placement for him.
Yeah.
Especially because I didn't even realize that was him.
Oh yeah,
It was a much more subtle cameo. It's not like this or Send Help where you know it's him.
Don't spoil Send Help. I haven't gotten the chance to see it.
Apparently, I have to watch it. Is that the one we have to watch?
I haven't seen it yet, but I really want to see
what's
it.
the one we have to
Okay,
watch?
neither have I.
Obsession.
No, you said there's one I'm not allowed to watch until.
Oh, Bring Her Back.
Bring Her Back.
I
Yeah,
have it on
yeah.
Blu-ray, but we're watching it as soon as possible. You can't watch it either.
So my question
I
is,
won't.
so talking about getting into the film, one of the most important things about getting into Evil Dead is introducing the Book of the Dead.
Mm-hmm.
I think that in Evil Dead Rise, they introduced the Book of the Dead really well. I think that in Evil Dead 2, it's very cheese, it's very 80s. I think it's going back to that 80s cheese, but I like in Evil Dead Rise where it's an audio tape and they're introducing it. And, you know, they will make horrible decisions in that movie because they're dumb teenagers and stuff. But, like, I don't think the Book of the Dead is introduced as well as it could have been.
I agree. The one thing is, I feel like this movie knew that you weren't coming here to learn about, or to see the setup. They want you, they knew that people wanted you to, the average movie audience seeing this wanted to just get right into it. Which I don't necessarily agree with, but that's what my brain is telling me perspective-wise from them.
That's not necessarily a bad thing. And look, I know there are going to be a ton of people who will say to Josh and I in the comments, what did you expect? Why can't you just turn your brain off? Here's the thing. As much as we go into these movies really just expecting excuses for, like, really awesome sequences of creative gore and stunt work, there are a lot of sequences where it's really just the characters being pissy and fucking awful to each other.
Okay, so before we continue with the review then, I had my set expectations. No, let's just go, expectations going into this movie. What were you expecting?
Okay, so I saw the trailer, that was all I saw. I didn't watch any other reviews for it, so I had the only thing that I knew was the trailer. I was excited to see it, and I fucking forgot to check doesthedogdie.com, and I regret forgetting that. Because that was, I don't know, but like, I don't know if you could feel it, but like...
Yeah, no, I'm aware.
My heart was beating. I like felt it. I was
so concerned for you.
But,
like, I legitimately thought, is he gonna last the rest of the
movie? No, I thought you were gonna walk out.
I was somewhat debating it. I turned away. I never turn away in a movie. I turned away when that scene happened. Yeah, I couldn't. But... my mood was kind of down, but as soon as the dog turned into a Deadite, for some reason, that was like, oh, the dog's better!
Going into it, you were expecting a fun movie, a over-the-top movie. What was your expectation?
I was expecting a very, very, very dark, brutal horror comedy. Something that's mean, something that's very darkly funny, something that's gory, and that was my expectation. I wasn't expecting a masterpiece. I wasn't necessarily expecting a lot of character development. I was expecting just a fun time. That's what I got.
Now, Tyler, what were you expecting?
I don't know, because again, like, I went into this as cold as possible. I didn't know any of the actors' names for this. I mean, I recognized a couple of them afterwards. Like, the main girl, I thought I saw her in something, and it turns out she was one of Zendaya's friends in, like, Dune Part 2. Yeah, she's one of the Fremen who gets, like, captured and killed midway through.
Okay.
I think, like, this definitely proves that she can act, but
So-
here's the thing. I went into this wanting the same thing that I got from Evil Dead Rise, where, yeah, there are characters on a surface level, you know who they are, and you understand enough to, like, feel frightened for them, but also really amazed and impressed with, like, the gory stunt work, and the characters in this are so fucking mean-spirited. And I'm gonna censor this because there's literally no other word I can use, but YouTube won't let me say this uncensored.
Here's your beep, y'all.
These characters were so that I could not turn my brain off for this. Like, I'm sorry. There's no other way I could put into words.
It didn't
how
meet your
stupid-
expectation.
No, it did not.
When I was going into this, I am a big
What
fan.
gave that away?
I don't know. I was expecting, during the ride home, I was trying to rationalize what was I expecting going into this. I was expecting strong characters, at least from the lead, which we sort of got. It was there.
In
then
parts.
and then a supporting cast that had enough development in it so when they died or got injured, I really cared. And then I was also expecting strong blood, which we did get. And I was expecting a very strong script because Evil Dead 2013 set a new standard for emotional storytelling, but a lot less gore. Evil Dead Rise brought in very strong family values and great side characters. And going off those two, that's what I'm basing this off of. We're no longer in the 80s. We're no longer Bruce Campbell being like my broomstick,
Yeah,
which
there's
is
no-
fun. So
there's
we
no
are expecting...
reason-
We are expecting a high-quality horror movie with great characters and a level of emotion. And I don't think it met that emotion. I think it met the blood, the cinematography, and I think the characters are shit. I wanted
The
great characters
are so shit.
because we had great kills. Now imagine if we had great characters and those kills would matter so much more when fill in the blank becomes a Deadite, right?
My heart
that
would be-
so much. I'd be like, no, I'm willing. Like I would really feel because the one thing that terrifies me. My biggest fear is not blood. I can watch all the blood in the world. It's losing relationships with others. So when people die in movies, I care about them. That's a relationship I've now made with the filmmaker, the audience, the film. But I'm like, no. That's when I get afraid because now you're doing the blood. You're adding the blood. You're adding the atmosphere. You're adding the sound design. You're adding all these things together. And I care about that character so much. I care so deeply. And when you kill it, that is personal. That is fear. That is what I want out of every kill in every horror movie I see. There's obviously always going to be a few like, hi, I'm a neighbor. Oh, you got stabbed in the neck. Like, there's always going to be that. But your main character should always have, you got to earn your kills. Every single fucking death should be earned. And when you earn that, you should break your audience's heart. When I watch Game of Thrones and you kill certain characters, I feel that. That's what I wanted to feel from the deaths in this movie, for the family. That's what I felt in Evil Dead Rise. That's what I felt in Evil Dead 2013. That's what I feel when I watch a really great horror movie, and that's what I wanted this movie to reach.
Well, especially in Evil Dead Rise, when the mother becomes possessed, like, she's the smartest, most supportive character in the film before that. So once she becomes evil, like, the impact is there. And not only that, the actress just relished in the possession of the character. I mean, the dialogue was awesome. The makeup on her was insane. I remember her cracking all those eggs that turn into blood. I remember, like, the tattoo needle gun or the cheese grater.
But, like,
I'm not
the
gonna
mother
remember...
is a great example. Because the mother in that movie is supportive. She loves all her kids despite how weird they are and how much they don't get along. She works really hard. She's staying in this crappy building. There is so much commitment, so much care for all her kids. And when she starts to kill them, I hate that. I hate that so much.
Yeah.
That she's supposed to take care of them. Don't do that.
There is not a single character like that in this movie, and man, did it make it difficult to really care about the danger or safety of anybody in this.
Now, another thing I want to talk about, and the setting. I don't think the setting worked as well as it could.
Sorry, go explain further.
So, the setting is a house in the middle of nowhere.
Yep.
We set up with a funeral, yada yada, but I think the house could be more of a character, because the house is so big and vast, and it could be filled with tunnels, it could be filled with more than that. Like, it's very dry, it's very blank. It lacks any personality.
Dilapidated is the only thing that you can say about this house.
And the house is meant to be a metaphor for look how run down this family has become. Look how it has deteriorated. But I still need to see some sort of spark of life. So if the mother's hanging on, and like you said, the hope, the house should reflect her hope. And then that's what I wanted to see. I wanted to see the house reflect more of like, I love my son, I love this is my family, I'm really trying hard, right?
Not to
And
mention,
I wanted more of that in the house, and that comes from set dressing, that comes from lighting, that comes from character, that comes from showing more family photos. We saw very few family photos. That comes from utilizing the set and making it come alive to be like, yes, they lived here. Yes, they're giving up the house, but yes, there was life here. I wanted to see that life in the house, and that's what I wanted more of.
And admittedly, I'm not a big fan of the 2013 one, but like Fede Alvarez literally made that cabin and the setting itself an entire character. I mean, it does the thing where the vines come to life and attack that one girl. There are sequences where the doors basically have their own personality and the windows are slamming left and right.
That is the world's biggest cabin ever.
The fucking...
It just keeps going.
The fucking rain. It literally rains blood on the main character as she's trying to escape. You don't get any sequences like that in this. This is just how dilapidated and grimy of a house it could possibly look. And like, they don't... The doors and windows, none of the furniture really comes down. The most we get is like the overt symbolism about like stepping on a family photo. The cracks in the glass are supposed to show how dysfunctional they are. Or when they throw the guy against the TV and the dead brother's face is literally cracked alongside it. Like, it's really obvious.
So yeah, we'll get to that. But Noah, did you like the house? Did you like the setting?
Yeah, I loved it. Josh just lost all of his
it looks the exact same.
So
Dead inside.
Okay. So just to state it, yes, this is very much like if Resident Evil 7 was an Evil Dead movie. I loved it. The house did remind me of the Bakers. I have to double check.
The what?
I think they're called the Bakers. What's the family in Resident Evil 7 called? With
That's
Marguerite.
not
The really tall lady.
Well, her name's Marguerite. No, sorry, that's the old lady's name. No, that's her name. I just don't remember their last name. But the family's house in Resident Evil 7, that house resonates grime, disgust, and just pure, like, vileness. This was a light version of that house. It wasn't as run down in terms of, like, there's fucking bugs crawling around everywhere, there's the leftover rotten food. It's not that. This is still a very, very, very old house that has been lived in, and is being lived in, but it still hits that griminess, that grossness, that sense of this isn't a safe place, which I think works in the movie's favor.
It looks bleak, and I will admit, like, the fact that it's constantly snowing does add a little bit. Because, like, it's a very dreary winter landscape that we're used to seeing all the damn time around here.
Well, if you are using...
Although, I would have loved if the snow was, like, red. That would have been cool.
So, to my point, I think that the house should have been more full of family photos. Have a childhood bedroom full of stuff, right? That you could walk by. Stuff like that. But the mother and the house are connected.
That was Grandpa's house, though, to be clear. So they wouldn't really have... Maybe the mom's childhood bedroom. But
yeah, that's fine, yeah.
But from the sounds of it, her mom wasn't necessarily the most, like, sentimental. It was Grandpa left, and so they just kind of broke down.
So then, in that case, if there's no sentimental value, the mother is the house, and the mother has to be the strongest character in the entire movie, because you have to show her degradation. That shows the degradation of the set. We didn't get that.
I do agree with that. Can we just all agree on this, though? The acting was great. Mostly, if not all around.
It was fine. I wouldn't say it was above average or anything, but, like, nobody, I thought, did a bad job.
Not, like, compared to... But,
compared to most horror movies, this is much better acting.
Yeah, all things...
they tried.
Everyone who was a Deadite went for it.
I will agree that, like, every actor except for the younger brother was good. Like, he really...
The younger brother didn't have much to do.
He didn't have much to do. That's the
bad
thing.
writing.
Thank you.
I guess, but, like, he still looked... Even by horror movie standards, looked like such a dope.
Well, yeah, but think of Obsession, Bear. I agree that Bear was a much better, performed and also written character than the younger brother in this
doubt.
movie. But it's a similar type of character of you sit there and do nothing.
And I acknowledge that the script, like, basically hampers his performance, but I mean, at the same time, he's not one of those actors who can elevate the material by any stretch.
And I agree I believe he was the weakest Deadite out of all of them, but it was still good.
Weak is the best way to describe that fucking numbnut.
Like, his character arc was, I like my, brother's wife. Okay, that's it.
For like 5 seconds.
Well, at the beginning, he accidentally kissed her, and then, near the end.
That's only in it for a few seconds. No, his main thing is that he's a failed writer who can't do anything else, and he is so insecure that he is unwilling to stand up for himself, and that's what made him the most fucking frustrating character in the movie.
Intentionally.
Now look,
intentionally so.
Look, when he points the gun at the one guy and he can't do it, I sit there and begrudgingly go, okay, that part I understand. But immediately after that, he climbs out of the car that he's being attacked, does fucking nothing to stop the guy from killing the other person, this person who is extremely important to his life.
His dad killing his...
Yeah. And he just stares, and it's just like, oh my god, what the fuck? It's just like, bitch, grab a rock, like fucking elbow punch, like do fucking something.
But that's not the type of guy he is, and she says that.
Here's the problem, though. He repeats that same fucking decision.
Yeah.
By letting the person who got killed back into the house, and even though she has a fucking car seat in her...
that's a heavy spoiler.
Even though she has something in her neck that makes it clear she's fucking dead, they let her in anyways. I know it's the other girl who does that, but like... She's already seen this shit. She already knows that this is black magic.
She knows the dog, and it's... The voice is clearly... Like, they're all... Yes, it's a stupid character. It's so that the movie could happen. But
why?
Okay. I actually can defend this decision.
What?
So, when you're in the house, the guy has come in, but she's opening the door. The guy's in shock because he saw the person he loved die.
Well, he sees her right there and doesn't say,
the door
get
open?
away!
So, the main lead does not know about the Deadites or any of the lore yet, so she's unaware. She hears the voice. She knows
She not already read the
she knows
book
the
yet?
father and the dog are bad, but she does not know that this person is bad yet. Yeah. So... It's still stupid.
Once the doors open, they're all in shock because you see a fucking person with a thing in their neck. What do you like? It's
still
stupid.
You don't wait that fucking long to say get the fuck out. Or,
yes,
I don't
do.
know. Yes, you do.
Tyler. If someone that you clearly see is like this walks into your home that you know personally, like if I was a Deadite. And I knocked on your door, you opened it, and you saw me standing there with a fucking thing through my neck, me dying, and I just started slowly walking in, you would be speechless. Your freeze instincts would stay. If I'm not doing anything besides just slowly walking in. I would
close the door on your fingers until they fucking fell out, and then run!
So, what I think they're trying to do here, and this is what I think the director's trying to do,
you guys are trying
is the director is saying that they think the dad just went crazy. And they don't understand the lore of the Deadites yet. So, they're not aware that people can come back from the dead.
They've only had, like, decades of their grandpa studying this shit.
But they thought the grandpa was crazy. The mom told them it was all fake. They never saw any of it.
And then the second that you see something that is legitimately real, you suddenly...
Okay, but that's not the fault of this movie. That's a thing.
That is the script writer's fault.
But also,
which is a problem with the movie.
But it's a very common thing in all fucking horror movies.
And I hate that.
At least it wasn't a kid who opened the door. Be happy.
That's the one saving grace. There are no stupid kids in this. I'll give it that.
No, I think that's what they were trying to do. It wasn't as well executed as it could have been.
What they're trying to do. It still doesn't... You're watching a movie. Like, I don't... Fuck the reality in this.
Well, yeah, fuck the reality. That's the point. Fuck the reality. You just said it yourself.
We literally just pointed out that this doesn't make sense. My God.
Yeah, fuck the reality. I'm saying if it doesn't make sense, that's fucking the reality.
I'm saying the writers are trying to make it make sense. I don't think it worked as well as it could, but I see what they were trying to do. I can see what they were trying to potentialize. It didn't work for me as well as it could, but I understand what they were trying to do, whether I like it or not.
And he does the pause and shocks way too many times for me to really
because that's the type of guy he is. Look at Bear. Bear was always passive. Always passive.
That's different. He had a reason to keep it going. He had, like, her as his girlfriend to still be a prick and ignore all this shit. This guy has no excuse.
That's just... Okay, when you're surrounded... I mean, first of all, we don't know what his relationship with his brother was like. He could have been abused by him. So... That's if, and also, if his brother got that from his father, then who knows what his childhood was like, who knows what happened to him in his past to make him this passive.
That's the thing, there's not enough context in this movie surrounding the family for us to really even care all that much.
The themes
because when you really get down to it, without spoiling anything, the dad's really not the biggest asshole in this movie. He looks like it on the exterior, and the actor is
so good.
No, it's the funeral director and the construction workers outside.
That guy was so funny.
And I will give it this.
It's funny.
Unlike Evil Dead Rise, this actually tries to be funny.
It succeeds.
I don't think the humor works all the time. I think the humor works 50% of the time. Like, for example, the chairlift gag, that got me.
They rely on the grandma one-liners too much.
Here's the thing. I don't mind the one-liners, they just weren't funny.
Well, that's they relied on the grandma one-liners too much. Most of my laughs from the movie was in the first half. The chairlift was funny, but before that, it was everything at the funeral. That was the comedy, and then there was a couple times later
long story short, their funeral is disrupted by something that was so out of nowhere that I just had to laugh at how random that was. And not only that, it goes even further by showing a character you know for a fact is going to die, but he goes out like he doesn't even realize what's happening because there's an assistant funeral director in this who gets a dance number, sort of, that's kind of stylized like a music
James
video.
Gunn is popular. Everyone's got to sing and dance in movies now.
Yeah, but like, he's literally turning on the crematorium, and as the flames go up, he just pops out into the frame like it's a music video and starts jamming out to whatever's in his earpiece.
Well, that's the question I have. If this movie is based on shock, always constant shock, showing us shock gore, how come when the person who dies comes back to life, we don't see them pop out of their coffin? Why don't we see them? Why don't we see them make the kill? If we're based on shock, we should show it.
They didn't want to show the big bad too early on in the movie. Like, fully. They showed the hand, and they showed it. They didn't want to... Vecna wasn't revealed, like, fully until, like, the end of a season for the big... Right? Like, that's the thing.
Minor spoilers. This movie literally ends in Vecna's upside down. I'm not even kidding.
I know, I'm restating it because the camera wasn't...
I just thought it looked like a White Walker. He's like, ah...
A little bit of Vecna, a little bit of White Walker, now that you mention
I was like, this guy isn't scary. I've seen Game of Thrones.
No, I agree he wasn't very...
I'd give him a hug and be like, I know, right, bro?
When they show the body coming out of the coffin, or like imply it, because you really don't see that sequence. In fact, it literally cuts away from the guy watching someone being murdered to him being in the car afterwards. I'm just sitting there going, wait, what happened in between? How the fuck did nobody know any of this shit was going on?
Doesn't matter.
It kind of does. Like, for a movie that's like turn your brain off and enjoy the gore, the mistakes in this are so stupid that I can't.
I think the gore would work better for me if there were moments to rest between, because
there was
like boom, 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 and there was. If I wanted moments to be like, wow, I just saw the most horrible thing, and then have a character like really try to process this and not right back in.
To be fair, that is Evil Dead. That's Evil Dead is the non-stop gore brutality. There's very little. It's action. That's an Evil Dead movie. That's core.
But again, like the shaky cam and editing in this makes it hard to even see what's going on.
I disagree.
There's so many close-ups though where I didn't see the blood.
There's enough blood in this movie.
And there's a ton of that in there. Not to mention...
No, the one, if you notice the continuity, the father's head makeup changes 8 times throughout the movie. It gets less gory throughout.
Yes, because it heals.
It doesn't look
I don't know if heal is the word for it, like dries out maybe.
Or whatever.
Like
that gore sort of looks out of place after a while.
That didn't bother me. Honestly, like the dad was one of the few Deadites that I was totally into at that point.
The dad was fantastic. I think he was my favorite Deadite of the movie.
Which is interesting because there are so many times where I kept forgetting he was in it. They really don't utilize him that much. He's usually just there to peek through the window and be like the lookout for the other Deadites, because at one point that other in-law, who honestly, when she's a normal human being, is just an extra character to fill in time. When she becomes a Deadite, they gave her one-liners that could have been interesting.
Well, don't get me wrong. I'm not trying to defend this movie, but I see what the director is trying to do. I think the dad was meant to be like this overarching, like, look, I'm an evil male, I watch you, and you can't escape my grasp sort of thing. Like, he sees you, he's there, he's constantly present, this, like, abusive male. That's what they were trying to do, and I think that's what they were trying to do. I think they could have done it better.
Okay, so back to Resident Evil 7. The father Deadite in this movie was so similar to the father in Resident Evil 7, Jack Baker. I double-checked the name. It is the Bakers. In the sense of, like, he is the stalker enemy, right? In Resident Evil 7, He is the one that kind of walks around. He's your main, follows you through the house, and then occasionally you have those action set pieces, like the garage, the fucking, the cage thing. But it's these action set pieces, and in the rest,
Cage thing?
It's like the den, in the basement. It's if you play the game, you probably know what I'm trying to say.
Oh, you're talking about the game.
The game.
I know what you mean, but I don't know how to describe it.
Yeah, that's fair. It's a very...
I beat it once. It was the lesser of the Resident Evils.
I'm
a Resident Evil 4 guy. I always will be 4, and
okay.
3 Nemesis is my absolute favorite.
No, that was him, not you.
Yes.
I like 7. It's just it's
Resident
definitely
Evil
better
7.
than 5 and 6.
Yes, but it's Resident Evil 7 went full horror, less action. 3 and 4 are more on the action side.
3 Nemesis, you can't kill Nemesis. That's what I love about it.
But anyways, it's the father Deadite in this movie was very similar to Jack Baker, both like in personality as well. Like, oh my god, it was like seeing him come to screen. It was fucking so good. But like the game, they know when to have him step back and when to have another family member be the focus.
I get that they they alternate between which Deadite is the focus, which I'm kind of fine with. And again, if these characters weren't assholes or idiots beforehand, I would have been okay with that. Because, at one point we see the father possess, doing something with his arm, and the main character stops him. But as opposed to doing the rational thing, which is saying, hey, this one guy was trying to hurt himself, maybe we should do something, she literally just takes this knife and goes, I'm keeping this,
there's no other knives in the world.
Nothing bad's gonna happen in this, but we all know for a fact that when she takes a knife and puts it in her pocket in a close-up, we all know that that's gonna come into fruition later, because there is so much fucking foreshadowing in this.
Would you rather them not foreshadowed it?
Not this blunt and in your face.
Yeah, but there's so many different foreshadowings.
I don't need
good.
I don't need a massive.
The pen was stupid.
The pen was stupid.
I want stick in knee back.
Hold on. That close up of the forks and knives in the dishwasher, I'm like, gee, I wonder what the fuck is gonna happen.
I'm fine with that foreshadowing. I'm fine with that.
Sorry,
one.
that was
the payoff was lame. Honestly,
he
walked off that injury like it was nothing.
I wanted to see the coloring in him as he's doing stuff.
Oh, yeah.
I wonder what, and this is my question. So you see the dad at the table, he's freaking out, he's doing all this.
I did like him.
He takes the knife away and the corkscrew and everything. What would he have done if he would have got it? That's what I wanted to know. Oh, okay.
Because that's what he did when he got the corkscrew. He killed.
But what would he have done? Anything to other family member? Would he have hurt himself? I don't know.
I mean, maybe, but that was right. That was that whole dinner scene was, even though I was fucking my heart was really going. That was, in my opinion, the best scene in the movie.
I do like the fact that he's alternating between the knife and the corkscrew. The girl's trying to take the knife,
and the family, the escalation of the arguments. Yeah, it's
the escalation of the arguments was.
The argument was
fine.
1 minute and then it ended. There were
many different arguments.
I wanted more dinner table discussion.
But here's the thing, the family.
For 6 minutes.
I wanted 10 minutes of it. I wanted to know the characters. I wanted to know them through and through. I wanted to know why they hate each other, why they're there, why the distaste of this of the main character, why the mother was the way she was, why was the brother. Fill in the blank. I want to know that.
Yeah, because
that
honestly,
too much exposition in one scene.
I want exposition in this scene because I need to know the characters before we get to the blood. I want to know them.
If there's one scene to do exposition, it's a dinner sequence, because that's when people genuinely talk and explain shit.
Fair.
Which they really don't in this.
What was that movie with the dinner table where they all tried to kill each other, The Guest or something? Or what was that one we did a double feature on?
I think it was The Invitation.
So in The Invitation, it's the whole setup of that movie is a dinner party.
No, it's by a girl named Karen Kusama.
But the whole first half an hour...
It's got Logan Marshall Green. Yeah.
The first half an hour is like a setup. These complicated relationships, everything unraveling, arguments. And then when we get to the thriller, horror aspects, you were like, oh, I know the characters, and that dinner scene was worth it, and the exposition paid off. I'm not one for exposition, but if you're doing a kill, you need that exposition. Dinner tables are perfect for it. That's the time I would use exposition any day.
I'm adding it to my watch list.
It's good. It's really good.
Because honestly, in this, all these characters are lowest common denominator or tropes. I mean, the main character is just domestic abuse survivor, and that's it. The mother is overbearing, ungrateful mother, not much else. The grandma is a one-joke bit. Not that I mind that it's a one-joke bit, it just wasn't funny. The brother is a wuss, and the brother's wife is nothing. She's fucking nothing.
I loved her.
She has one-liners when she's a Deadite, but, like, I can't even remember her name. Like, there's that one sequence in the nightclub where they're trying to find an excuse to provide unsubtle exposition by claiming, way to be subtle on your gift, bitch. I'm just sitting there going, fuck you, that is such a cheap excuse from a writing perspective to, like, eschew that kind of
There's
exposition.
one thing I want to point out about the nightclub. Like, they're in the nightclub, they're doing the thing, they're trying to have a birthday party, it's awkward. They can hear each other, and they go outside, they're like, wow, I can't believe I can't hear anything in there. They heard each other in the nightclub!
Yeah.
Just don't say that!
Yeah, no, I agree
that was annoying.
Yeah, doing that and then not having it barely be able to hear in the nightclub, actually, yeah.
But I will say this, like, the creepiest scene for me was actually right before the title card drop when the brother actually does die. Because that severed head, the amount of flames that were engulfed in her, the close-up of her eye as she's laughing, like, that kind of quick cutting and close-ups, that stuff genuinely creeped me out because it has the Book of the Dead's language in there. It has ambiguous ideas of how the magic works in this, but not to a point where they're just making shit up. And I thought at that point that they were getting rid of the worst, most annoying character in the movie, and boy, was I fucking wrong on that one.
I feel that everything after the title card was much better. I enjoyed everything.
I don't like the opening of this.
I don't like the opening of this.
It's the same lake as Rise, and I was like, what are we doing here? Just get to the movie.
I did like the intro more than Rise. Like, Rise, I don't remember anything.
Rise was like, look, I came out of the water. Ooh, spooky.
Look, Rise, I just remember ripping the scalp off and nothing else. But, like, with this, the fishing hooks coming out and grabbing the guy by the face.
Again,
the fact that the guy pulls out...
I couldn't see what the fuck was going on because of the editing in that opening. Like, I didn't get to see the gore. It was too, like, I didn't get to...
Really? Because I can already see, like, the guy's face being, like, beyond swelling. I could see the guy's, like, first half of his body being pulled up by his
obviously
body.
At that point when it's the slow...
With the organs. I could see the girl ducking underneath, like, halfway between the water and not in that really creepy wide shot. I do like that...
I don't know.
Some random Deadite. I will say this. There weren't any fake outs.
No. It committed.
Which is refreshing because Rise had a fuck ton of fake outs that legitimately pissed me off.
Yeah, but those were, like, really good fake outs.
No, they weren't. Yeah. They sucked.
I watched Evil Dead Rise before I went to see this again.
They're fake outs. Fake outs suck.
The one thing I did really like about the opening, or the one thing I liked about the opening was the reference to Hellraiser with the fishing hooks, and also the boiling of the water. That was cool. But that was unique. And
I also like the Evil Dead POV shots of, like, the boat, them underneath the water. Because, like, you get a couple POV shots here and there.
That's the Jaws shots. They did that in 1975.
Yeah.
Or whatever.
But, like, that's become synonymous with this franchise, with how, like, fast and jittery it is.
The fast-moving camera, like, the fast-moving shaky camera, not the Jaws shot, because that held just underneath. It's when it started moving up, that's when it was the mix of Jaws and Evil Dead. But...
Jaws of the Dead. Alright, get Jaws in the next one, y'all.
Yeah,
Bruce Campbell's is gonna fight Jaws, everybody.
Bruce Campbell's gonna fight Bruce the Shark.
Oh, Bruce.
I really wish Ash would show up in one of these, because, like...
At this point, it's better if he doesn't.
Yeah.
Because, like, what would he bring to this movie? Do you want him to, like, his legacy...
No, just, like, make a movie about Ash again. Because, like, Ash vs. Evil Dead, I gave up after season 1. Like, I legitimately didn't care.
It was fun.
It was mildly fun, but it wasn't enough to make me stick around.
It's fun like this movie.
Ash vs. Evil Dead is better.
Because
you have Bruce Campbell.
Well,
yes.
Okay, but that's the thing.
And
that's the thing.
Spurts of Lucy Lawless. She was okay.
This is Evil Dead Rise is a whole new start. It's not Bruce Campbell. It's the lore of...
Well, no, Evil Dead 2013 was the brand new start.
Yeah, and
then
so...
Evil Dead Rise was the continuation.
We expect more of that. Not Evil Dead 2. Not Evil Dead 1. Not Army of Darkness.
It was... Yes, but... Okay. This wasn't a continuation of the original movies. This was a continuation... Sorry, a throwback to the original movie style.
Then do it with Bruce Campbell.
Yeah, I'm
Do you think having Bruce Campbell in this... Actually, yeah, you'd probably...
Having him as the dad would have been awesome.
Okay, see, that's the thing.
He would get the best one-liners.
Like, his grandfather could have been the Necronomicon. He's the next generation. That was his... There you go.
I thought that seriously might have been a reference to him being, like, related to these.
Yeah, or he could have been the grandfather, give him a couple scenes, and then you connect your lore, and it makes a lot more sense.
It could.
This is the thing when an icon of a movie. So this is and I'm not saying I don't fall to this, because if I see Tobin Bell come back in a Saw movie, I go. But
Is that the bald guy?
No, Jigsaw.
Ah, the bald guy.
Jig fucking Saw.
The bald guy.
Sorry, I'm quoting
keep
the
going.
movie, not
Keep
swearing.
going.
Yeah, like it's when franchises bring back iconic characters to a movie, it for very big fans of those characters and those actors, it immediately like makes you think the movie is better. I don't necessarily think, and I still love this movie. I thought this was a great movie. I don't think Bruce Campbell being in this movie would have made it better.
I don't know if it would have made it good. It would have made it much more tolerable, because he at least has charisma. He can elevate the material, because as I said, none of these actors can really elevate anything they're working with.
Sorry, you did, okay.
The lead didn't have anything to work with. This boils down to a bad script.
Yes, I agree. This was
bad
not a great
writing.
script.
And look,
Hire a writer. Get a different writer.
We were not expecting an amazing script, but we were expecting like an attempt to do something.
This is like a first draft and then the gore was end draft.
Yeah, like the family dilemmas in this are so first draft, and like, why don't you take over the restaurant? You're related to him, and you're part of our family.
Oh man, imagine taking out all the horror sound effects and just remixing the trailer as a Hallmark movie. Like, why didn't you take over the restaurant? I don't want to. I haven't thought about it. Like, she's got to go down to a small town.
That dinner scene literally was a Hallmark dinner fight on
What?
fast forward. Yeah, it's
no,
that surface level.
the
in
acting
regards
would
to
have
the
to be
dialogue.
much worse.
Aside from that part, yeah.
I wanted more, man. I wanted more.
So did I. I just wanted characters to make one fucking smart decision. Not welcome someone who has something jabbed in their neck and should be dead, so you know for a fact they're not really them.
All right.
I know myself, and I know what I do in fight or flight situations. I freeze. And I would be there, not for, like, in real life, as much as I want to say that, yeah, no, I do the smart thing and obviously fucking go like, ugh, no, if that's actually happening, 99.99% of people on this planet freeze. They freeze, and they don't know what to do.
That doesn't make it smart for a fucking movie. Like, there's a difference between smart in the real world and smart in fiction.
That's the thing, though.
Oh, I can't wait to hear that.
I'm not saying nothing. What are we saying?
Yeah. So, the thing with movies, right? Obviously, if you want to do that... Okay, sorry. Gotta restart. Horror, the genre, doesn't have characters do the logical thing. This movie didn't just because... Okay, but it doesn't. Name a horror movie where all the characters make the smartest move in every single scenario.
I'm not asking for every scenario. I'm asking for, like, more than one. Don't just open the Book of the Dead and fucking almost read out the words that bring out the evil, because they stop at the fourth word and she just goes, nah, fuck this. I'm not going to do it. It's just
funny.
like...
It was
okay.
Well, but then the dog jumped through the fucking window.
A million horror movies do that when they open the door and just go, nope. Like,
Resident Evil had a dog jumping through a window.
Yeah, okay. They opened the door, but they didn't go nope. For her.
they did that in Barbarian. They did that here. Like, it's not fun.
No.
It's not funny.
Would you have rather that they went nope and then closed the door back when she was fucking walking in?
I would rather, after watching her demonically possessed in-laws, realize that something's fucked up, find this magic book, and not read the words that are in it, let alone the words that cast this evil spell.
At this point, all that she saw was the dad fucking killed a dog. That's all she saw. She didn't see anyone else. When she had the book, she read the first 3 words. She was curious.
That still doesn't explain why you read that shit out loud.
But that's every single Evil Dead movie.
I don't care. Like, that's tired and cliched.
But then do you hold that against every single other Evil Dead movie?
Not in the past, because that stuff was legitimately better than this.
So
the death scenes were better than this. The acting was better in this.
I'm curious what critics are saying.
Yeah,
All right,
I am curious.
So because you love the movie,
I
really
hate
the movie.
Yeah.
Tyler, say one thing you love about the movie.
Yes.
One nice thing. Because I've said a few things.
I've said many.
I don't like it.
Too. I said that the dad was really good in it, and
There
that
you
I
go.
wanted more of him because, again, he was underutilized. I mean, he has that one intense sequence with the gun.
Yes,
which,
that was really good.
the gun was tough, and I'm genuinely surprised that made it in the movie. movie, all things
Yeah.
considered. But like, props on them for going that far.
Props on the director too, doing that. But it's clear as soon as I saw him
And
go
like
for
again,
the second
if
one,
these were good characters, like their reactions would be a lot more impactful. And on a surface level, yeah, it's a tough scenario to watch.
if they were good characters though, if they're like morally good characters though, that would be a very similar thing to Resident Evil Rise. It had to be different, and it had to surround pieces of shit.
Again, I'm not expecting them to be perfect characters. I'm expecting them to be like flawed but reasonable enough to follow them, and they aren't in this.
No, because they're a like the family themselves are. It's a not good family. There's some people in the family that aren't so bad, but overall the family.
But again, like this movie expects these characters, well, certain ones, like it expects the younger brother to grow a little bit, because there's that one sequence where he does kill the one person. It's just like, oh my god, you have redeemed yourself. You literally could have prevented the scenario by trying. Like, I'm not saying he would have succeeded, but like, he didn't try enough to stop that one scenario from happening.
But did you see the look that that the mother and the main girl gave him after? That was the main girl especially. That was oh shit, no, this whole family is fucked.
I didn't like the implication that like what the brother did was like in part of every family member. I'm just like, okay, whatever.
No,
we
but
know
it's...
the brother wasn't like that to begin with.
No, but it's still. I feel that.
Like, I get that the act of violence itself would remind her of that, but, like, tying that into the other family members being that fucked up is just like, okay, come on. Like, they all know that the son, well, they're in denial of the son being a piece of shit, but, like...
So, the family in Ready or Not, the first Ready or Not, they weren't morally good characters. They were funny and entertaining, and I'm not comparing their bad deeds.
I didn't laugh that much at their jokes.
That's fair, but their bad deeds are nowhere near close to the characters in this in this film.
No,
but
well, they made a deal with Satan.
They have
made
a
a deal with
cult.
Satan. They
These
have a
people
cult.
have
Every
an
family
abusive
in
guy.
Ready or Not made a deal with Satan.
That's fair. But it's still, they aren't morally good characters.
Still.
Yeah, they aren't morally good characters. Yet, like, what'd you think of them?
None of them were likable. I couldn't latch on to any of the performances, and that's why I didn't care what happened to them.
But they were entertaining. They made a good movie.
But the death scenes, again, because of the shaky cam and the editing, it wasn't entertaining enough to overlook that shit.
So I think you don't like when characters are not morally good.
I like when they're I don't like when they're too flawed, and for me, they were too flawed.
He doesn't like The Dark Knight, y'all.
What?
He's too morally flawed.
How is Dark Knight too morally flawed?
Joker's bad. Bad dude.
Yeah, but you still have Batman in there who is good.
He shows up for a cameo in his own film. It's a joke.
But again, Heath Ledger at least had charisma. He could even if the script was bad, he would be good in it. None of these actors, again, I said this a bunch of times already, none of them, maybe except for the father, really elevated the material.
I disagree. I feel like they all gave it their best shot with what the script was.
Well, yeah, they gave it their best shot, but it
They
wasn't
succeeded.
enough.
Well, yeah, because the script wasn't there. There's only so much that they could do. I think with what they had, they did phenomenal. The dad, the sister, even like the grandma. She wasn't the scariest, but she was.
Well, yeah, with a good script, they all had potential. I haven't doubted that throughout this.
So how did they greenlight a bad script? That's the question.
That's the question. Well, that would be presumably Sam Raimi.
Money, time.
Well, Sam Raimi, he
Oh.
produced it.
Sam Raimi.
Sam Raimi has some bad scripts out there.
It's Sam Raimi. You can count how many good scripts he's directed on one hand.
He's
The
not
scripts
good.
are not the reason why you go see a Sam Raimi movie.
Exactly.
No, that's the reason
But
I
again,
go for a good
his
script.
style, his directing of the actors, like it's way above the pay grade.
Yeah.
You know, I think Ice Cream Man might be more entertaining.
That's.
I never thought I'd say
Christ.
that, but it's completely possible at this point.
I agree on the entertaining, but I wouldn't say more entertaining.
More entertaining is a stretch.
Yeah. I enjoyed that the characters, the family in this film were all really fucked up, or mostly there's very not good people, because that made it different and unique than any of the other people in the situations of all the other Evil Dead movies. That's what was unique about this one, is that the characters were unlikable, whether that's a good thing or not. And
Oh my
I
goodness.
feel like Evil Dead Rise already did that though, because I wouldn't say
not fully.
I liked anyone except for the mom, But at least they bucked up enough to like work together.
But they were
a lot better.
They were a family and they acted like one. Yes, they had their shortcomings, but they at least cared about each other. This movie flipped that on its head and instead went, no, all these characters are complete pieces of shit, but that's fine. We're going to use that and we're going to make it even meaner with the Deadites.
But like even the biggest pieces of shit, you got to make something irredeemable or likable. Well, fucking Cartman from South Park. He's a he's a bigot. He's a bigot. And he's a mass murderer. But he's likable. He's charismatic.
He is funny, but he's a horrible human being.
The dictionary definition, the gold star of what makes a good character, Cartman.
He is the most horrible character on TV.
Which is saying quite a bit.
Yeah.
I love you guys.
Oh man, do not read the plot for Croc. I'm just telling you now, don't look it up.
Croc?
I don't even know
the
what
movie that he made in 2018. Yeah. Don't read it.
2018?
Don't read the plot.
I want to read the plot.
Don't read it.
Why?
It'll upset you.
Oh, dogs?
Dog fighting.
Oh. Yeah.
This guy's really into dogs.
Is there anything else to say about this?
Didn't Festive have a dog? I mean,
there's a good chance.
Yeah, Yorgos is also into animals, and they're suffering. Well, except Begonia. Begonia kind of cut back on that, but that's a running theme in a lot of his movies. But I'm okay with it because of the way he used it, or okay with it in the most part, right? Like I'm able to overlook and appreciate them.
I don't think there's anything to say other than like that one incident that happened in the theater halfway through.
Oh yeah. Wow. Oh yeah. So anyway, I don't know what part we're on. They're like chopping up ankles. They got a chainsaw, whatever.
Two-thirds of the way into it, when all the family members converge on the survivors, the light in the projector booth went on.
I guess they had a special. I went out and asked them. They had a special event they needed to grab tables and chairs for, and the manager didn't care that he turned on the light. So, Landmark, do better.
They could always do better. I mean, they're not as bad as the Cineplex on Fairway.
I disagree. I've never had that happen at Cineplex.
I've never bad. The Cineplex in Guelph is the worst. Almost got a fight there.
Fair.
Wait, the one where we saw Unforgiven at?
Yeah. I told you the story.
That's Guelph.
I enjoy this movie quite a bit, even though the dog part was hard, but I feel it was fun. And it's a turn your brain off and enjoy the ride.
And like we said before we turned the camera on, we really wish that we could like as many movies as you do. Yeah. Boy, do we envy that. I think most people watching really envy that.
No, ability. Like, particularly me, the ending. I was watching, like, I won't spoil the ending, but, you see her go.
Which one?
I was anticipating.
Which one? Because there's a few endings.
The first ending. The first ending.
The first post-credit ending?
The first ending after the houses and everything everybody's gone.
The first
and it's the most cliche thing in the book.
But it was set up earlier in the movie with her leg being gone. Because, like, obviously, I was waiting for it. I was waiting, honestly, when she was at the ambulance, I was waiting for her to come back. I was waiting for that. So I will
say, like, the one lady, they didn't show her at the end of the film. So, like, her popping up in the mid-credits, that part I get.
I was
because I was asking, like, wait, she didn't defeat that lady. Where the fuck is she?
Exactly.
Oh. Again, like,
you know what?
the scene wasn't enough of a payoff.
There's probably fighting a bunch of guys in a kung fu movie because she didn't die.
Then again,
getting hit on the head with ice blocks.
That was smarter than anything that happened in this. You got it.
It's equally stupid.
No, it's not.
The guy took ice chunks.
The guy is 7 foot feet and
his brain is damaged.
Pounds.
He can't figure out what's happening.
7 foot, 300 pounds. He can survive that.
If I take half of your brain out, you're gonna come back and do a move or
something? He doesn't have half his brain out.
He got beaten to a bloody pulp.
Every fucking day of his life. He's used to it by now.
No one's brain is that good. Brain trauma is brain trauma.
Yeah, no, brain trauma.
Again, if that last half hour wasn't as awesome as it was, I'd agree with you, but...
Or you don't have him get hit and have him get knocked unconscious and then comes back. That's it.
We talked about this last week, alright?
It still bothers me.
I don't know why. I do like that the one guy that we saw the movie with actually walked up to us to explain that there was another end credits that we missed.
I am so... Okay.
And that had a character that I actually wanted to see. I won't spoil it, but it gives me hope that we can have a sequel to Evil Dead Rise. That's all I'm going to say.
I always sit till the end of the credits. But after we got the first post-credit scene, I was like, oh, that was probably it. So then I was...
We all thought that. Honestly, I was waiting for you guys to get up before I did anything. Which,
Yeah.
not gonna lie, if you hadn't got up to complain about the projector, I was contemplating doing that.
That was very rude. Very bad service.
It was.
No, that was not good.
The manager's like, we'll turn off in 5 minutes, moving chairs.
Did the manager have curly hair and glasses?
It was the guy who gave you the popcorn at the end.
Oh,
That
okay.
guy.
Really?
I was gonna say, because I've had friendly chats with one manager who she actually gives a shit about her job.
No, but you ruined, like, I was not
I
loving the
hadn't
movie. But it took me completely out when that light
Yeah.
came on. I was like, I'm trying to appreciate this.
No
and then I was
joke.
out, and then it took me completely out. I'm like, I hate this.
No joke, in 2020, that actually happened to me during Django Unchained, where the light turned on in the projector at the princess, right when DiCaprio slammed his hand against the glass. Now, because it's that scene, I didn't care.
Right.
Because it's that scene.
Yeah. But no, we were, like, right below the light.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
It was
we
like
were
we could be
literally-
watching it in a room with this much light. Like, what's the point?
No, that was really...
So, my final thoughts are, do better, get a better script. Don't have the director write the script. This director's a bad writer.
What he said.
That is fair.
You love it.
I
love it.
agree. The script isn't great, but I feel the direction itself was good. Ignoring the script, the direction itself was good. The acting was good. The cinematography was so good. The setup of the angles and all the shots. The fucking it's in the trailer, but the I am spoiling this, so if you don't want any
Spoiler
spoiler
alert for the last 57 minutes.
Oh,
Yeah.
Jesus.
it's a shot in the trailer, and when I saw it in the trailer, I was so fucking it got me amped up. But it was the smashing into the mirror and that cutting to like
That was a cool shot.
But and that was in the trailer. But what I didn't see in the trailer, what was here, was you could literally see the point at which they changed the shot from the actual shot to it being in the mirror, because you could tell that the look was slightly different. Like the lens itself was slightly different, because that was when they cut from the thing. So that was really cool. And it was stuff like that, and all the twists and turns, and you got your Evil Deadisms of the cinematography. It was just really, really fucking good. So
once again, split at the bar.
What?
Split decision.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, no, it was like, there was a lot of really, really good things about this movie. The script wasn't great. But if you are wanting a gory, bloody, fun, check, if you're like me and dogs getting hurt fuck you up, this movie is a very graphic fuck you up. I turned away. I never turn away. Check the, don't be like me, don't forget to check doesthedogdie.com.
Go watch Evil Dead Rise.
Yeah. I don't even like it. Go watch the 2013 one.
Go watch that one. That's good.
I agree that this is probably the worst of those three, but this was still fun. I enjoyed it. I had a good time.
Would you buy it on Blu-ray? Would you own it?
Yeah,
You watch it again and again and recommend to a friend?
I would.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, there you go.
Now that I know what happens to the dog, and also that the dog comes back as a Deadite, so the dog's fine. The dog's fine.
So John Wick is not for you.
Oh, fuck no. Fuck no.
Dude, the
But
revenge
you can do
on
the
that is
second
so
one.
much
You can
more...
do the second one.
Yeah. No, it's when it's into
The third and fourth one have dogs, like, actually kicking ass.
Yeah, but still, I don't know. It's a weird spectrum for me, but like the dog's fine. That's my takeaway from this movie.
Go watch Evil Dead Rise.
Well, guys, I don't know why you're still here after all this time, but thanks for watching anyways. Let us know in the comments below whose opinion you prefer in all of this.
That's Sam Raimi calling you.
There's a good
Oh
possibility.
goodness, I don't want to work for that man. He greenlights bad scripts.
Be sure to like and subscribe. Check me out on Patreon and buy me a coffee, and you'll be able to see a sneak peek of my first animated short film, Don't Swallow. At some point, we got to get a clip in one of these videos for the trailer of your upcoming feature film.
Yeah.
That's what these effects are from. You want to?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Here you go. Here's a fun head. If you made it this far, we're gonna show this off.
I'll put up like shorts or something.
Okay.
To this.
Okay. We gotta show this off. We have an amazing team of.
I'll start the video off like this.
Josh,
Then
you
we
want to
got-
talk about head number 1?
I can't.
Oh
say.
my god! What the
That's fair.
fuck?
Yeah.
You got brain bashing in. This is where our makeup artist had too much fun stabbing an eyeball.
Wait.
I'll show you upstairs.
Wait. Oh.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Sorry, that took me way too long to realize who you were actually referring to with that. She did.
Chloe's awesome.
Yeah, I love her. That
You
makes sense,
want to look at
actually.
these brains a little more? They're still oozing, actually.